Hi friends, Suzanne here with a new mini-series called Crafting at the Lake House. I started this one-day local retreat back in 2019 and was finally able to open registrations for this fall of 2021, with more planned for the new year. So if you're local, I'd love to have you join in. Registrations will be on my blog, sunstampin.com. I asked a friend and fellow demonstrator, Terry, from carddesignsbyterry.com to help me with the event. We split the work, the costs, and brought together our local crafters for a first-class event. In this series, I'm sharing a dozen card designs we created for the make and takes at the event. Fair warning, some products are from the last celebration, so if you are looking to recreate, you may have to substitute. Okay, brace yourself, everyone. This is the second last card design of the Crafting at the Lake House series. I am featuring the Words of Cheer stamp set and the Christmas cheer dies. This is definitely an avid crafter's card. There's tons of components to it, and it is definitely a wow card. I have some adhesive sheet here, and this was the glimmer paper that was a celebration, the last celebration giveaway for free. So again, I said at the beginning of the intro that, we would have to substitute because Crafting at the Lake House was on the 26th of September. So it has taken us this long to get through all the designs that we used, but we're almost at the end. So you can see what I'm doing, just putting adhesive on a strip of that glimmer paper. I'm also putting a little bit of adhesive on the mint macaron cardstock. This is the reason why you need your take your pick tool. I'm featuring that heavily in the card design today, and it's something that if you don't have a take your pick tool, or some people just call it a pokey tool, if you don't have a pokey tool or a take your pick tool, it is probably one of the most versatile tools. It is very inexpensive, and I've always said from day one, if you spend your money on your tools because they're around your crafting life for a long time, whereas stamp sets and colors and all that come and go, but your tools stay with you forever, or most of the time. All right, so this is my mini cut and emboss machine. Super handy to have just sitting on your desk. It's not as bulky as the big one. It's also half the price. And if you have a decent party or workshop, you can actually get this particular cut and emboss machine for half price if you reach a certain limit. So that's one thing to think about, gathering all your friends together and shopping together and you getting something special. So because this was a glimmer paper and there was adhesive and stuff, I went through the cut and emboss machine a couple of times. All right, so this is basic white, and I have the 3 stars and some more 3 stars and the 2 little twigs, or 3 little twigs, I think. So this is kind of nice that dies. You don't have to run 1 through 3 times. You only have to run 1 through and get 3 items. Hopefully that makes sense. It's just a time saver. So this is crumb cake, and I'm adhering my Whimsy and Wonder Designer Series paper with that on top of that crumb cake, and I'm trimming off the ends. And this is going to be a feature point of the card. That is basic white that I'm adhering it to, and I just want a little sliver of white to show on the left and lots to show on the right. And then I'm trimming off the excess. So that's basic white, crumb cake, and Whimsy and Wonder. And that was a 2-inch strip. And then it was just the crumb cake was like 2 1/8, I think. So there's a very thin border. Just lots of layers shows a lot of interest. This card is divine as you layer it all up. All right, so I'm struggling a little bit with my adhesive because it is almost dead. It's almost on the way out. All right, so I am putting this to a crumb cake base. And usually if I have, 3 sides equal, the 4th is equal, but not this time. So I have to do it again. So, and when you have these little skinny borders, which I particularly like, sometimes it's hard to get exact. But again, it's a handmade card. There's a lot of components on this, so I wouldn't necessarily think you have to be too exacting. All right, so the mint macaron with the adhesive, it comes out of the die very nicely, as you can see. And again, here I will remove the adhesive backing from the back of the card. So basically I made this a sticker, which I think is pretty awesome. And here's the glimmer paper. So I'm taking out the word, like the letters, and they spell cheer. They fit right over top of that first cheer in the mint macaron. And that glimmer paper I can use for another time because it has a sort of the negative cheer on it. Does that make sense? All right, so I'm using my take your pick tool so that my fingers get out of the way and I can adhere this exactly where I want this. So that's the reason why the Whimsy and Wonder was pushed over to one side so that this cheer is on the second side. And once you press it down with your bone folder, that's it. It's not going anywhere. That adhesive, the die cut adhesive, man, is it very good. All right, so here are my little glimmer like letters. I've pulled up close so you can see what I'm doing. The Take Your Pick tool is an invaluable tool in this because I can really situate every little letter. And you can see it's not super sticky at the beginning, but as soon as you push it down, you get contact between the adhesive and your cardstock. It is, and I'm fussing a little bit with this here because I want it perfect. But as soon as I press down with my fingertips, that letter will have stuck very nicely. It's not going anywhere. And we just have the C to do. And again, my Take Your Pick tool, because I have clumsy fingers. I've got artificial nails here. My goodness, if I didn't have artificial nails, my nails would be stained with hair color. So sometimes my pads of my fingers are stained with hair color. You know, it's one of those things. And yes, I do wear gloves, but you can't wear gloves when you're washing somebody's hair. All right, so these are the little stars or flowers or whatever. So I only had to run this die through once, and I got 3 little stars each. And then so I have a glue dot adhering them together. So basically I'm picking up the glue dot from my mini glue dot roll, and then I'm squashing it into a little ball, and then I'm picking up the star with the hole in it, and I'm placing it, I'm hoping to place it over top of the big star. Now I'm making it look like it's super difficult, but it's not. I don't know what was going on. I think my Take Your Pick tool is a little sticky. So anyway, again, here we go, glue dot, roll it into a little ball, pick up a star with a hole on it. And yeah, I think my Take Your Pick pokey tool was a little sticky. So that's how that should work. You should just be able to squash those little stars down. All right, so I'm not finished with the glue dots. I have to pick up a glue dot, and I'm going to a letter. I'm going to a leaf, and I'm trying to stick the glue dot and the leaves, and this it makes it look really awkward. I'm just doing it really awkwardly, so it's not awkward to do at all, I promise. I do try to make sure that I film exactly so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. I don't like to move the card around too much because I think that it makes you sick to your stomach. I don't know what's going on with my cat in the background. He's not usually this noisy. Maybe he has found something that he's playing with. I don't know. So excuse Quinn, the crafting kitty. He's vocal today. All right. So here are my little leaves. Now I'm going to, and I don't think that they were very extremely well adhered to, but that's okay because I knew that I was coming in with a mini Stampin' Dimensional, and these are small, And I'm just going over top of the glue dot and the leaf. I'm securating all together. Now I've removed the release paper, and I'm taking my Take Your Pick tool, picking up that lovely white flower that I made with the gummy end of my Take Your Pick tool and adhering it to my mini dimensional. Then I'm coming in with my green glue, or what is it called? Multi-purpose glue. And I'm dotting the little hole in the star with just a touch of glue. And I'm going to be applying these gems, and they are called Flower for Every Season. And yes, I believe they are still available. The last time I looked, they weren't retired. Sometimes my Take Your Pick tool, the gummy part, is too sticky, so I have to use the pokey part to press down. But yeah, that's how I use my Take Your Pick tool, almost like chopsticks or tools or what have you. So all we have now to do is the sentiment, and I am using shaded spruce, the same color as I used for the leaves. I use shaded spruce for the leaves, basic white for the flowers. And I've stamped the sentiment that says, "Sending you Christmas cheer." Except I'm going to cut off this cheer because I already have a cheer on the card, so I don't want to have a double cheer. I mean, maybe some people need a double cheer during Christmas time. I know your hairdresser probably does need a double cheer. We get super busy during Christmas time, and sometimes it's hard to keep up. So we need our cheerleaders. All right, so I'm just trimming down the sentiment, and then I will pop that up on dimensionals, and that is my card design. We have one more card design that was created by my friend Terry, and that'll happen on Wednesday. Again, you can see all the supplies I used today below in the video See More section or in the supply section of my blog. Those fast links will take you to my Canadian online store. I would love the chance to meet you and earn your business. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.